Standing here on the white cliffs of Dover, looking out over the English Channel, where since the start of lockdown over 2,000 migrants have crossed illegally. This is a big money business, with each of these migrants paying thousands of pounds to make these crossings, and trafficking gangs profiting hand over fist from this industry. We are often told this is a refugee issue, but many of these people are not refugees. A refugee, as defined by the 1951 Refugee Convention, is someone who flees a place in which they have a well-founded fear of persecution. It is an established principle that those wishing to apply for protection should claim asylum in the first safe country they reach. Many of these migrants will have passed through countless safe countries before reaching Britain, and they're being trafficked across the Channel from France, where they're picked up by the UK Border Force and brought here, where the majority claim asylum. During lockdown, thousands have come in, but returns have stopped entirely. The lack of returns is almost certainly encouraging more and more to make these crossings, with new daily records being set almost every week. The other day, the Home Secretary went over to France to meet her opposite number to talk about getting a handle on these crossings. Ironically enough, while she was on her way to France, 200 migrants were crossing in the opposite direction, coming to Britain. This is the highest daily amount on record. All those apprehended must be returned to France. France must do much more to prevent departures from its shores in the first place. Now, Dover is known for its many fortifications and its famous castle, and for good reason. It sits abreast the narrowest part of the Channel, and if you're crossing into Britain from mainland Europe, this is the place to do it. For those who enter legally, it is a bustling port which brings trade and talent from the continent, but for those entering illegally, it is just as convenient a spot to do so. Security here should be tight, yet bafflingly, Dover Detention Centre was closed down in 2015 at the start of the migrant crisis. Since then, we have seen a huge increase in crossings, a reduction in removals, and the birth of a thriving human trafficking industry right here on our doorstep. Home Secretary, Prime Minister, all our elected officials, it is time to beef up our borders.